I realized upon editing this video that we didn't really do a good job of telling you why we're staying in this area and how we got from the Denali Highway 2 videos ago to the Portage Glacier and the Untied last week.
Yeah, so we were heading north and then all of a sudden
we're south.
We're south 4 hours. So.
It started a very long time ago when Dave was in the Coast Guard. He was hospitalized for 10 days and had an extremely high fever, 105, 106,
yeah,
for several days.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days constantly. They had to bring in specialists and they had to do spinal taps. And so ever since then, I've had just horrible headaches that 3 to 4 a week that are just really hard to, I basically have to take some Advil and go lay down because that's about all I can do.
So we're getting some assessment testing done, and we thought since we're going to be in Alaska all of summer, let's have it done in Anchorage. They said no problem, we can do it there. And the first appointments that they scheduled in South Dakota because that's our home address. So then we had to wait for them to reschedule, and they lost the referral.
Yeah, so it did take a lot longer, but we really wanted to get it done in Anchorage because there's no other location in Alaska that would see me.
It's a slow process. We had already had the ball rolling. We were like 3/4 of the way there. We're like, we're gonna finish it in Anchorage. So we could only go so many hours away from Anchorage so that we could come back and get that appointment done at any given time as soon as they scheduled it. And that puts us back in Girdwood area. We missed the Untied the last time we were here, and we missed the Byron Glacier because the trail was closed.
Yeah, it was a moose kill. A bear killed a moose, so they closed it down. So this time,
we're gonna see it. Not only that, Sonia is still in Alaska. She's looping back around. We're gonna meet up with her again, and her and I are gonna go on a train ride, which we were really hoping to do. We got a fantastic deal at the end of the season, so that's coming up. We met friends that we used to work with at the beet harvest.
Yep.
And then the dreaded transmission.
Yeah. It says the transmission fluid's low.
Transmission fluid?
Yeah. It says, well, it doesn't say the fluid's low. It says the pressure's low.
What does that mean?
There's a leak in it somewhere in the system. So we just can't get out of the Anchorage area.
Yeah.
It's one thing or another, but we need to get the transmission taken care of.
We wish that we didn't have to get a new transmission, but we did, and thankfully we had the funds to do it, and we found a great shop, and I think we were meant to get it done in Anchorage.
Yeah, it went pretty smooth, and it's nice.
Yeah, it went very smooth.
We're talking has been.
Well, they all know that we got a new transmission. They just haven't seen it on tape yet.
All right, you'll see it in the video coming up.
So that's what brings us back into this area, and we just wanted to share some of these experiences with you. Our time is coming to an end, but today I'm going to throw you back to Girdwood and the Byron Glacier.
Let's go check out some ice caves.
Yes.
Snow caves, actually.
Avalanche caves.
Yeah. We are about 3 miles away from where we're camping, and this is a trail that we wanted to hike a few weeks ago, but it was closed because a grizzly bear had killed a moose, and they just didn't want anybody near the area until the grizzly bear took care of its business. And you know, it's just a danger for people to be around when a bear is guarding its kill. So we didn't get to do the hike. We're doing it today. I've been looking forward to this. I think it's pretty short, so maybe 1.5 miles up or less and then back. But let's see how close we can get to the glacier. I know we can't get on it, but we can at least get to it. And this is the Byron Glacier Trail. You can hear the sound of the creek here coming out of the glacier. We're getting close to it. There's a little peak. As I'm looking this way, I'm counting at least 4 glaciers out of those mountains. Not huge ones, but still glaciers. And then turn around and we've got another one here. And this is the Byron Glacier. But you can see it up in the mountain towards the center in the background. And we're gonna get as close as possible. This is a bright, sunshiny day. Looking at the snow at the lower levels, and I'm guessing, let me know what you think, is that the snow was higher up and then avalanche down, real thick amount of snow, and then just took longer to melt, and that's why the snow's at the bottom rather than up higher. So these could be all small avalanches that are still, they're probably not gonna have time to melt by now, as winter is on its way here. We are getting close to the end of the trail here. It's a little bit of a tunnel where there's probably water coming out of, but that's not the actual glacier. And then the end of the trail is where the benches are here. So any travel up ahead is pretty much at your own risk. I think I'm gonna have to risk a little bit of that. At least go up here and see this tunnel under the snow.
We just want to pop in and thank everyone who has ordered a calendar.
Thank you.
Dave, did you know that you're a published photographer?
Yeah, a couple of my photos made the calendar this year.
Yes.
Is that a first time?
It's the first time we put drone shots in the calendar, yes. And Roodle's in there too. Roodle has his own month. We wanted to let you know there are still calendars available. They're $23.99, free shipping to the United States and Canada. I just approved the final proof. They are on the printing press as we speak and should be shipped out hopefully this week.
Yep.
And as soon as we get them, we'll ship them out to you. Thank you so much. We really enjoy doing these each year. It's a treat for us to put our photographs on paper.
Yeah, it's kind of cool when people buy them too, because they're buying our photographs.
Yeah.
So it feels special.
It does feel special. So we want to thank everyone who has supported us and has bought a calendar. And if you still want one, they're still available. And I will leave the Etsy link in the comments below and in the video description. What do you think?
He's pretty excited. He's in the calendar.
Of course Roodle's in the calendar. Roodle's special month, his birth month, is in the calendar, and you'll know when you get it.
Yeah, I can see just a little bit of daylight out the other side. Let's get a little closer. Oh, this is gonna be cold. And I'm going in. There's proof. So they're walking on the bridge, going over the stream. Makes me think at some point that's gonna collapse. Oh, the opening is a lot bigger than it looked from the other side. And it's pretty thin. Bet you those guys don't know how thin that is that they're walking on up there. Wow. It's a big old giant cavern. Oh, that's amazing. It's gonna be probably too dark in here. I'm not gonna go any further. I don't want the ice to fall down on my head, but it's a lot further across than it looked. I think, yeah, that's Carrie and Roodle on the other side. And there's some ice that's glowing under there. It's glowing green. Wow. Wish I could get a better look at that. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got to be the sunlight going through the ice, or it's pretty thin. And there's the whole ceiling is glowing green. That's got to be super thin up there. I'm gonna go upstream here a little bit, see if I can get the drone up. I just want to get up past these rocks where I can get a good line of sight on it, get away from all the people, have a nice safe flight. I've already checked the airspace. The airspace is uncontrolled, it's good. But anytime you're filming around a glacier, there could be a helicopter or plane come in at any time with the tour. So you have to be sensible. I have to admit, my feet are cold. We always know Roodle's having a good time when he finds a stick and he wants to take it back to the van.
Come on, Roodle.
And this is one of those occasions. He's happy as a clam. He found a good one. Come on, Roodle. Today we are free camping in the National Forest just off the Portage Glacier Highway, 8 miles away from the town of Whittier. And we are literally just off that highway, so you might hear some cars in the background. But I wanted to show you this campground, minus the noise during the busiest time of the day, but this is it. Tangle Pond. And I'm excited that Roodle can play in the water because this is all gravel, it's not mud. He won't be able to track it into the van. He can enjoy himself a little bit right on the water. It's a cloudy, rainy type day, but it's still beautiful. And there we are in our own little spot. And as you can see, nobody's in here right now, so that is actually kind of rare. I took advantage of a rare moment to film this. This is, and to make sure you do your own research, please don't take my word for it, but this is red elderberry. And it is poisonous if you try to eat it raw. You have to cook it. People do make jams and jellies out of it. But for me, it's pretty easy to identify. It's got the black stems and then the red berries, and then the leaf patterns are all opposing, usually 5 to 7 in each bunch. Very beautiful, bright red. Makes me think that you could use them for bait for salmon eggs to catch salmon. I don't know if that's even possible or not, but that's what I think about when I see stuff like that. But this bush looks like it's been gnawed on a little bit, and there's some broken stems, lots of broken stems. So, you know, I don't know if a moose has been in here, but I'm guessing that bear like this, and I did see some bear scat just up the road, and there was little red berries in that. So and the bear scat didn't look that old, so I think there's an active bear in this area. So always good to have bear spray on me. And then I was taking a look around, and let me show you what I found up here. Follow this little trail back right off the camping area, and to me it looks like an old campground. I don't know how many years old, but it looks like it has been a while. But at one point it looks like there's lots of traffic through here from people camping. There's still one old picnic table left, and there are fire rings hidden around here. Some of them are almost completely grown over. And it feels like we're in the dark woods, almost rainforest-like. It reminds me of the redwoods or maybe the Olympic Peninsula, but without the bigger trees. I'm guessing most people in Alaska are familiar with this plant right here, and that's because of the thorniness of it. But it's got the big giant maple leaf type leaves, and you lift them up and they got thorns on the bottom of the leaves and on the stems. And then it's just about done flowering, but bright red flowers, thorns all over it. And that's Devil's Club. And there is a bunch of it in here. And the little berries themselves, they almost look like the red elderberry. And there's another one right here. Just about done. Otherwise, this whole cone would be all red flowers all the way up, or red berries I should say. Another sign that fall's here. Some of the Devil's Club is already starting to brown out and drop their leaves. Nights are getting cooler. There's already been one case of termination dust, which is the first snow in the mountains. And I'm in a coat and I'm barely keeping warm already. Oh, look at the mushrooms. Beautiful little walk through here.
If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.